Hey friends, Allison here. Welcome back to my channel. I have two new December Daily 2022 layouts to share with you. The first one is a pocket page layout. It's got two 4x6 inch pockets in it, and I created my own journal cards with my Cricut to fill those pockets. So I thought that I would share with you how I put the candy canes together, because the white strips in the candy cane cut in separate pieces, obviously to make the candy cane. So I took the piece of cardstock that I cut the white strips from, used some washi tape to attach the red cane to the back side of it, and I'm using liquid glue to attach all of those pieces back in their spots. It's kind of like putting a puzzle together. So if you see me moving them up the candy cane, I'm just trying to find the right spot for the piece that I have in my tweezers. I'm using liquid glue to attach them, and then once everything is in place, I very carefully pull the paper away from the candy cane, and what's left is an actual candy cane. I did the first one off camera just so that I could get a feel for how it would go together, and then I thought, you know what, I will just show you guys how it goes together. I wasn't going to record it, but I thought you might like to know this tip. It made putting that candy cane together really simple and quick and easy. So there's my two candy canes all done. I'm going to attach them together so that they form sort of an X. I'm going to use liquid glue to attach them together. And once they are together, I'm trying to keep them as even as possible. And by even, I mean the two bottom points on the same level. Once they were put together, I adhered a paper bow and holly over top of that just to dress it up a little bit. I wanted to show you a close-up of this journal card. Isn't that pattern amazing? I absolutely love it. It is a cut file in Cricut Design Space, but I converted it to write file, draw file, and then drew it on white cardstock with a black pen. And I love, 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 love it. It would look really amazing cut as well, but because the piece of paper that I drew it on is relatively small, it's a little bit smaller than 4x6 inches, I knew that it wasn't going to cut, and so I converted that to a draw file and then drew it on paper. I will link all the products that I use in today's layout in the description box down below, so you'll be able to find them if you want to go check them out. On top of that fabulous pattern, I added this tag that I created with my Cricut. I also used the offset function to create a shadow behind it. That was cut from green cardstock. The top layer of that tag was white cardstock, and I used the right function to add the phrase festive AF. I thought it was great for this story, which I will explain in just a moment. I'm adding a little bit of clear shimmer to the white stripes in the candy cane and then onto the holly as well. And then when that's done, I'm going to move on to the second pocket, second 4x6 inch card that is going in this pocket page protector. It is going inside a pocket page protector in my December Daily album. It's a 6x8 chipboard album from Ali Edwards, which is what I'm using this year for documenting my December Daily. So I used my Cricut to once again create this journal card. This white piece is slightly smaller than 4x6 inches. So it's like 5 3/4 inches by 3.5, I think, ish. It's going to be matted onto black cardstock, same as the other card that I was just working on. But right now I'm adding some embellishments to the right-hand side of this card. I used the Cricut to draw square on the right hand side. That's going to hold my journaling. So basically it's like a text box, and then I wanted to add a little bit of zhuzh to it as well, just to dress it up a little bit. So I have the phrase candy cane cutie that I used the Cricut to draw, and then I colored every other letter in candy cane with red marker. And then the little heart down at the bottom of the phrase I also colored in. As you could see, I was adding some holly to that little embellishment cluster as well. And then I'm putting this onto black cardstock. This entire story, the layout that I am documenting or putting together right now, is about getting my holiday manicure for the season. My daughter suggested I get candy cane nails, and I thought it was the right call. Moving on to layout 2, this is a combination outside of the page protector layout and page protector layout. It's a double page layout. I'm working on the left-hand page right now. Basically, it's the title page. I found this amazing polka dot die cut overlay in Cricut, in the Cricut image library. So I cut that from red paper and then matted that to white cardstock, which is in the very background. It measures 7 inches by 8 1/4 inches tall. And then the red panel is slightly smaller than that. And then I have 2 other panels that are going on top of the red polka dot panel. The one panel is light gray. It's hard to see on the screen right now, but it is there. And then the white panel, which is in the foreground and which is holding my title, which is Joy. I created using the draw and cut function. I used 2 different color pens to write Joy repeatedly in the background. And then I used a black pen to draw a border around all of that. And on top of that, I'm adding my title, which is Joy. The entire title actually is Bring in Joy All Day. I added the word bring in to the J in the word joy, and then all day is underneath the Y directly on the layout base. And then the O, rather than cutting a candy cane style O for the word joy, I replaced it with a super cute little ornament that I found in the Cricut image library as well. So I'm just adding liquid glue to attach all of those together. And because this page is white on white, I thought that I would add a little bit of gray marker to kind of add like a drop shadow to the J and the Y so that they stood out a little bit more. I kind of ended up trying to shade both of those letters, creating shadows, but really, I think all I really needed to do was create a drop shadow and it would have been fine. On the ornament that is going in the middle, it's the O in the word joy. I'm adding a little bow as well. I cut that from pink cardstock that I had in my stash, and I used both sides of this cardstock. It's close to my heart cardstock. This is Smoothie. The one side is the true color, and then you flip the cardstock over and it's slightly lighter than the true color. So their cardstock is double-sided. The second page in this layout is a 2x2 inch pocket page. I really wanted to create a layout about some of my most favorite ornaments. And so I found some ornaments in Cricut Design Space, and actually in a wave of like pure wisdom, I don't know what other word to use, I thought that I would look up circle patterns in the Cricut image library and found some really fun patterns that I converted to draw and then attached those to circles to make my own ornaments. Those are the 3 green ornaments that you see that I just put in the pocket. This next pocket card is another one that I created in Cricut Design Space. It's a little stamp that has holly on it. I converted the red berries to brown and then added the word Noel using the draw function with the Cricut. I cut all of these squares with my Cricut too, by the way. I could have done it with my paper trimmer, but I thought since I was using my Cricut to cut everything else anyways, why not make it easier on myself and cut the squares too? So the stocking that I just attached to that little 2x2 square was also created with the Cricut. I did all the assembly before I started recording this video just to speed it up because this video is long enough on its own, and to save time, I did most of the work off camera. With the 2x2 inch cards complete, I knew that I wanted to fill the rest of the 2x2 pockets with sequins to create shaker pockets. So these super cute sequins, they're actually not even really sequins. It's like confetti and seed beads that I found at the Dollarama were perfect for creating shakers in the last 3 pockets on this page. So I'm using my fuse tool to close everything up. I couldn't find the little guide, like the metal guide that they include with the kit to keep your lines straight. I couldn't find it. So I just flew by the seat of my pants and sealed up those pockets to be sure that none of the sequins comes out. So the pocket in the top right, I can't tell if the little stars, the orange, pink, red color ones, I don't know what color they are, but they look like all 3 to me. So I thought that I would put it in that pocket along with some gold. The other pocket is little iridescent white stars with the gold, and then the last pocket is green and gold as well. I really love how both these layouts turned out, and I am so happy with them. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope that you have a fantastic Christmas season. Christmas is coming up so fast. We're in the home stretch. If you enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up and a like. If you'd like to see more December Daily 2022 layouts and more digital layouts using the Cricut machine, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already so that you don't miss anything on my channel. I will be back again soon with more creative inspiration. Bye, friends.